Today, we're going to dive into a skill that honestly shapes pretty much everything, thinking in probabilities. It's all about mastering chance, but the real key to it, well, it's surprisingly hidden. So let's start with a really simple question to see if we can uncover it.
So let's kick things off with a question that seems almost too easy. If I roll a standard everyday die, what are the odds it lands on a 6? I bet most of us would just fire back 1 and 6 and not really think twice about it, right?
But what if I told you that simple answer hides a much, much deeper story? A story about how our brains are even wired to understand the world in the first place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that complexity.
To do that, we've got to start with the basics. So, let's just break down this simple game of chance, and we'll use a fair, six-sided die. No tricks, no loaded dice, just straight-up odds.
You know, the act of rolling a die is what mathematicians call a random experiment. And what's so fascinating here is this balance between knowing and not knowing. We know everything that could happen, but we have absolutely no idea what will happen on any single roll. This predictable uncertainty, that's the playground where probability lives.
Now that set of all possible outcomes, it has a name, the sample space. For our die, the sample space is super simple, right? It's the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's it. Nothing else can happen. That set is the entire universe for our little experiment.
Okay, so we've got our experiment, we've got our sample space. Let's move on to the rules of the game. You know, how we actually figure out the odds.
And here it is. This is the core formula for simple probability. You just take the number of outcomes you're looking for, what we call the favorable outcomes, and you divide it by the total number of things that could possibly happen. Simple as that.
So if we apply that formula to our die, this is what we get. The chance of rolling a 1? Well, there's only one 1 on the die, out of 6 total sides. So that's 1/6. And the same logic goes for rolling a 2, a 3, a 4, and so on. Every single face has an equal 1 in 6 chance of showing up.
Now, here's a super important rule. If you add up the probabilities of every single possible thing that could happen, the total has to be 1, always. Why? Because it's 100% certain that one of those things is going to happen. Add 1/6 to itself 6 times, you get 6/6. That's 1, certainty.